Hi students, Maliki here. I hope you're all doing well and getting through the second semester here. I thought I'd just give you a heads up on getting started with your concrete project, and in particular the basement area here. What I'm going to do is open up a new project for you, and I have supplied the template for you to use. It's very important that you use that template, okay? So let's go File, New, Browse, and you'll have stored this template where you can find it, and that's what it's called there, the concrete building template. And I'll hit open here, and it will open like so. Okay, so here's your first floor. I'll open up the ground floor of this project here, and I've given you some indications of what's going on. So you've got all your grids are set up here. You'll notice that I've got some of the room areas divided as well, and we've got cores here as well. So this stair core goes into the basement, that stair core goes into the basement. They're the only two that go into the basement. The other ones here start from the ground floor and repeat all the way back up there as well. So we've got a long section, and a couple of suggested wall sections that you're going to take a look at later on as well. In terms of the male and female toilets, you can see that they're distributed between Office Area 1 and Office Area 2, so you'll have to design those yourself. That'll be part of an assignment that you'll be doing between TDS and with Building Performance as well with Tony. So keep an eye on that as we go. And the nice thing is that once you get these ones settled, you'll be able to either mirror them across or copy them across here, and they will repeat up right through the whole of the building here. I'll just give you a look at the elevation here. So you can see that we've got 6 floors. It's a big building, but it's repetitive. Once you get the basement done and the ground floor done, everything else repeats more or less until you get up to the roof and the parapet level. So that's pretty good there as well. Pay attention over here to the custom browser, and you'll notice that on the ground floor and the first floor I have created duplicate floor plans for fire, access and services here, and you will be researching, and then you will be filling in a legend for the fire, for access and for services, and you've got a separate floor plan for each of those. That's what that one there is about. Okay, so let's pop into the basement here, and here we go. So you can see there's your stair core, and here's your stair core basement there. So that's an escape stairs from the basement, that's an escape stairs from the basement, and here is the ramp that comes down and brings the cars into the basement area there as well. So the very first thing you're going to do is you're going to set up your columns, and that is so simple to do within Revit here, and I'm just going to show you how to do this really quickly. So it's into structure, it's into columns, and we're going to load some columns here, and of course we're back into the structural columns, concrete, rectangular, and that one's gone in. You can see it's 450, 300 by 450, so we're going to edit, we're going to duplicate, and this is going to be a 300 square. Okay, now I'm going to go in and change it on the parameters here. So 300 square, that's the one I'm going to use. You can use a different one if that's what you have decided, okay? Now, so we're going to now place these columns, and we're going to place them. I don't want an unrestricted depth here, so I want to put in a height, and I want to go from the basement. And just give me a little warning shot here. And I always kind of make that kind of error. Maybe it's the depth, is it? I'm going to go from the basement up. Something like that there. Okay, so you can see that the column is at the end of my cursor here, and I'm going to use @grids. See that one up there? So I'm going to click into here, and then I'm just going to draw a crossing box across all of my grids there, and that has placed all of the columns in position. And I'll just finish those when we go into a little 3D view here and take a look at those. So there they are there. Now let's check them and make sure that they're going. Now you can see that they're top of basement, they're 400, so I don't want them to go there. I'm going to as far as here. Okay, and again that needs to be 0. So let's pick this one here, make sure we're going from the top of basement level to the ground floor level. Right, so let's right click and select all instances in the entire project, and again that'll be 0, and it'll be to the top level is going to be the ground floor, and the base offset needs to be 0. I'm going to do that for me, it is. Alright, now let me just go into the west elevation, and I should have all of my columns in position there. Okay, right, let's get back into 3D now. So that's how you could that's how you would place your columns, basically, like so. And notice that we do have a center line of columns in the project, and they will carry on through all the floors as well. All right, now I'm going to bring you over to something that I kind of prepared earlier, and this is very similar to what you've done. So I place my columns in here, and you know how to place concrete pads at the base of the columns as well. So we're going to take a look at that too. I'll just go into the 3D here. So I turned off some walls here. So this is basically made up from, right, that element there, which is what I'm calling a ring beam. Okay, here it is here in section 2. You notice that's this here. So this is basically a separate floor. I'm calling it a ring beam, but it's a separate floor element, and I've got some insulation and I've got some hardcore underneath that too. And you'll see that that's placed directly underneath the center of the columns, because all the columns will be coming down here and the point load will be arriving in down here. And then roughly that's how the reinforcing will be done. It will be a cage in here, and there'll be starter bars going up there, and which will start off the columns. All right. And then you see this element here is another floor element, and you can see I've designed it so that they kind of match up here in terms of the hardcore and things like that as well. And that slab there is 400 deep thick. Okay, so I've got two elements here. I'll go back to that 3D. I've got that ring beam element here, and I've got that floor element there, and that's so two separate elements drawn in. Now, you'll see that that is the pad underneath the column. All right, and this is just a default standard pad that I've taken. It's 1500 by 1500 by 1 meter deep. Now I want to change that, because this is what I want to do. I want that concrete pad to fit in with my ring beam here. All right, so I need to get some measurements here. Now it's the same depth, that's fine, but the width of my ring beam is 900. Okay, so that's the first thing I'm going to change. So I'm going to pick this one, I'm going to edit type, I'm going to duplicate, and then this one will be 900 by 900 by 1000 deep. Okay, and then I'll come over here and change these. And 900. Okay, now let's just go back into the 3D and take a look at that. I don't know where that one has gone, but what I'm going to do is now I'm going to right click, I'm going to say select all instances in the entire project, and I'm going to swap them out for the smaller one here. Okay, now what that is doing is that is basically making the pad underneath the column fit into the ring beam here. All right, and if I wanted, what I could do as well is under the modify tab, I can go into join, and I can actually join those like so. You'd have to do those all the way across there. So again, there is a reason why I'm doing it that way, is because that in the pad here you're going to have a whole series of extra reinforcement which will start in which you'll have the starter bars going into the column and extra reinforcement, because this is where the point load is coming down here as well. I've drawn them separately, but actually in reality what's going to happen is that all of this will be poured together. So if you look at any of your illustrations, photographs from sites and things like that, you'll see that what happens is that all of this will be dug out, all the reinforcement bars will be laid, and then they'll come in and they'll pour the concrete in on top of that. So what I'm saying to you is that although I created these kind of separately, these will all be done more or less together. Now, so I've got a full floor here with my columns coming up off it. These ones are slightly different, so let's take the center ones here. Okay, and I think I've got another section which might show that a little bit better. Yeah, so there's the pad underneath this one. Now, what I want to do here in this case is that I don't want the pad to come below. Okay, I want the pad in as part of the depth of the concrete here, which is 400. So what I'm going to do there then is I'm going to go into here and I'm going to start turning off a few things. So select it, right click, hide in view element, select, right click. Now I can get access to these ones here. That one is fine, but I'm picking this one and I'm going to edit type. I'm going to duplicate, and then this one, instead of being 1000 depth, it's going to be 400 deep. All right, I'll change that one to 400 because that's the depth of my concrete slab. Okay, now I'll pick this one, this one. So there's one in under there. Okay, and I'll swap them out for the shallower one here. Now, okay, so there we go. Go back into my section here. You'll see now that this one, the pad for the external columns is incorporated in the ring beam here. The pad for the internal columns is incorporated inside the slab here, and you'll kick off your starter bars going in there as well. All right, let's take a quick look at that. Now, so that's the way I'm going to do it. You'll have done your own research on this, and you might try something that is slightly different. So I'm kind of basing my design on this detail here, something similar to that. So here's my concrete slab. In my case, I've decided just to deepen that into a ring beam because we've got 6 stories of point loads coming down here. And then we will now create the walls in between the columns here as well, which is this bit here. Here's all my tanking and everything else that needs to be done there, and then I'll be pouring a slab in on top of that here. So the next job is to connect all of these with, so I've got my floors in, I've got my pads in, I've got my columns in. We need external walls, and that's what this one is here. So you can see it's a basic structural 300 wall, and there you go, it's going, that's all it is, concrete cast in situ. And here's a little hint for you. Make sure you use concrete cast in situ as a material. Don't use, and you know that there's a variety of different concrete cast materials here. So if you use the same material, this one, not that one, not that one, not that one, or any of those. If you use this one for your pads, for your columns, for your walls, you'll be able to join those together. If they are separate materials, you won't be able to join them together. Okay, so if you use the same material, that's probably the best way to do that. Now, just to give you a hint, and again, if you remember what we did in first year in creating basement walls, we go from the ground floor, we finish at the ground floor, we put in a base offset of -3.6, and that's what that wall is there. So I was able to draw in all of those walls the whole way around there, and you'll see as well here. Let's see if this will work for me. So I should be able to join that column to this one here. One element is completely inside the other. I'll say, okay, that's fine. There you go. Now, you can see it's still there, but I can't see it. So probably in this case, again, what we're doing here is it's probably better that we can see the items kind of separate, so that we've got pad, column, wall. All right, in reality, again, these will all be poured together, because you'll have your cage in there, you'll have your starter bars, you'll have your reinforcement coming up into the columns, and you'll have different types of reinforcement in the walls here as well, but they will be all kind of poured as one together. All right, now and again, I poured the same type of walls in around this stair core here, and I started the stairs there. You can see there's the escape door here, or this is the door. When you drive your car in, you'll be able to walk up these stairs, get into the reception, and that's the emergency escape one there. If we go back to the plan here, you'll see it. So this is the core with the escape from the basement. This is the core that will bring you up into the ground floor plan. Okay, this one here, which brings you into the open area, the common area here, the reception, and you'll filter left into office space 1 or right into office space 2. Just go into section 5 here now and just take a look at that. Yeah, so that's basically, I put a screed in on top here of that. I probably need to continue that screed in across here, and that's just to get a nice shiny finish on the floor. Perhaps you don't even need that in the basement. If you power float this floor here, you get kind of a smooth, easily drivable finish on that there. So that is basically, I think I've covered everything there. That's basically how to get your project started. And again, if I take that column, what's going to happen here is now I'm going to pour a slab in on top of all of that area there. So I'll do that from the ground floor plan. And once I've got that done, I'll be able to take columns like that, put it onto the copy clipboard, like so. Okay, and then paste to selected levels, and then I'll paste them onto the first floor. Boom, and then there you go. All the columns will come in that way. So here's your point load coming all the way down here, and then obviously you won't do that individually. You'll do that with all the columns and the floor as well, and all of a sudden you've got your cast in situ structural primary element framework completed for the job there. All right, okay, good luck with that, and if there's you should be able to work this one out. Any questions, Sarah will be there, and Pearson and Olivia in TDS Studio for you as well.